All right, so let's take an address here that we've been given, that we've got a Class B address in 172.16.0.0. We want to have 400 hosts on one subnet, 100 hosts on another subnet, 100 hosts on another subnet, and 2 hosts on 3 different subnets. Those 2 host subnets are significant. They probably are router-to-router connections, because on a router-to-router connection, you have to have a subnet connecting the 2. It's a serial connection between the 2 serial ports, and you can only have 2 hosts. So you are going to have subnets that only have 2 hosts on them, and that's all they can have on. No growth has to be planned on, because they can't grow. It's the other subnets that can grow, and you got to plan growth. And we're assuming right here that this 100, 100, and 400 is not how many hosts they need right now, but actually includes growth. But we're actually going to build growth into them, because with this one, we're going to actually give them 510 addresses available, and these 226 usable addresses, each usable. So that's where we want to work from, is from this setup. Class B address, so the last 2 octets are available to us, their host area. What we're going to do with subnet, you can remember, is we're borrowing from the host area to create. Because we know how many hosts we want, we're going to count from the right to the left. If you were given the problem instead of you needed so many subnets, remember you count from the left to the right in reverse binary counting. But we're going usually when you do vlsm, you're dealing with number of hosts, not subnets. And so that's the way we're going to go with this one. So if we look at this one, it's just the last 2 octets we're dealing with, so let's just draw those 2 out real quick on the board. And hopefully the marker won't be too much like chalk on a chalkboard, although it sure sounded like it's trying there. So now we need 400 hosts. Now, because it's 2 octets, when you get to the end of the octet, for the purposes of finding how many bits are you going to be borrowing, you don't start counting again here like you would normally do. You keep on going up on your binary numbers till we get to a number that's bigger than the number of hosts we need. So we're going to number our columns again with the 1, the 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256, 5, 12. And 512 is bigger than the number we need, more than 2 bigger than it. So we know we only need to borrow 7 bits, okay, to be able to get a subnet that handles 400 hosts. Now, you're needing to create 2 subnets that have 400 hosts still. One is going to be the actual used one here, and one is going to cover all of these, and that we're going to break apart further. So for this one, so for the first one, we'll assign it in this position here, a 1 for the actual network address, okay? Because that's the last network position. And then the rest of it's for the host. So our network address for this one will be the 172.16, what we were given of the address that Diana or whoever gave to us, or our network administrator told us to go with. And then we're putting a 1 in the second column here. Now for that purpose, we're starting our numbering like our binary is supposed to be. Start from your 1s and 2s again, so that puts a